Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, as always, we'd like to start off with all honor and glory and praise and worship to
Yahawah,
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honor to our apostle, elders, and bishops, great millstone, who will teach you sound doctrine and strong shalom to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children that the Lord will have mercy on in these last days. These perilous times, meaning dangerous times that we're currently living in, currently approaching, brothers from GMS Cleveland branch, Lord willing to bring out a quick and an edifying and transit through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. I forgot the leader spirit titled it Father. What you say?
Father of many nations.
Yeah, Father of many nations. You know what I'm saying? Father of many nations, because this is just laying backing off a brother video too. I forgot who did it, but I can't remember if I watched the whole thing or not. But because when vocab came up to the campus, he would say, "Hey, mention something." I can't remember exactly the wording, but Abraham, a lot of people like a lot of nations, a lot of people other nations, right? Like to try to justify just try to justify themselves and try to include themselves in the blessings that the Lord has promised to the Israelites because of they get tripped up over Abraham being being an exalted one, or the father of many nations, father of many. You see what I'm saying? So they get tripped up by these words and these and the you know and what who the promise was to, the wordplay, it trips them up. Is something you say?
No, I was gonna say right. Just go into I got just Romans 9. I could start. I could start at I start at 3. I'll start at 4. It says, "Who are Israelites to whom?"
Hold on. Before you go, oh yeah, hold that real quick. Hold that real quick. That's good because we're gonna get that Galatians before that. But get that
Amos.
Amos 3 real quick.
This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "Hear this word that the Lord Yahweh Shai have spoken against you, O children of Israel."
Right, so that's the context. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken unto you, O children of Israel, right?
Against the whole family which I have brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known, right? Of all the families of the earth,
right?
But the Lord had created 18 nations, right? And the Lord only gave one nation the set laws, statutes, and commandments to follow.
Right.
It says
exactly, because that's why I said you only have I known, meaning that this was ordained from the foundation of the earth. This is ordained before anything ever was. The bloodline and how it was gonna come, how Yahawashi was gonna enter into the world, what bloodline he was gonna go through, what people, the name of the people, you know what I'm saying, the things they were gonna possess, the inheritance and everything else, how close they were gonna be into the Lord and so forth, man. The ones that was gonna be able to carry his spirit. You see, he set a sect aside out of this nation. He didn't set a sect aside, the elect aside out of every you know what I'm saying, out of all nations, right? You're gonna have Israelites that look like all nations. They elect on to look like the other nations because they're mingled amongst the nations, but it goes to the bloodline. And talk about that in Matthew 1 and 21. Matthew 1 and 1,
7.
Revelation 7. You know what I'm saying? So you only have I known. Did the Lord make was he an error? Did he stumble over his words when he said that? Why would he say that if Jacob stole Esau's birthright? Did he really steal his birthright? No, he didn't. It was all ordained that way because it was promised to Jacob. It was promised. Well, you might add, well, why didn't the Lord just have Jacob be the firstborn and so forth? No, because remember, the blessing goes the first. Yeah, right. A blessing also goes to the older. So Esau had to receive a blessing, but he had to receive a specific type of blessing, and that was to inherit that fatness of the earth. Why? For prophecy's sake, because he was created to be the wicked. He was created to be what you see today, the destroyer of the earth, the harbinger of death, and so forth. He was the one that's going to bring in the fulfillment of our chastisement, because the Lord created him to be the whooping stick. So everything that you see played out was to fulfill prophecy, man. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it got played out like that. Go ahead, all right? Was that it on that? You read verse 2?
I'll reread it.
Go ahead.
Amos 3 and 2, it says, You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Right, so I will punish you for all your iniquities. The Lord didn't the Lord ain't dealing with the other nations, man. You see, He punished us for our iniquities.
Right.
You see,
You say chastise who he loves.
right?
And this just shows you that these nations are able to do whatever they want for the most part. But, you know, they're going to end up getting a judgment at the end, you know, because they all got a chance to rule. Esau got the chance to rule, had this whole heaven, you know, the fatness of the earth. But at the same time, the Lord is not dealing with them.
Oh my God, bro, this nigga is a blinker, bro. He's about to collide into us. Goofy, man. But yeah, go to that second edges real quick.
Uh,
Forgot what it was, what I called for.
Second Ezra's 3.
3
Yeah.
and 30.
Uh, this is Second Ezra's chapter 3 and 30. It says, "For I have seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers,
Mhm.
and has destroyed thy people, and has preserved thine enemies, and has not sign, signified it."
Mhm.
It says, "I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion?"
Right, so it's a distinction between Israel and the other nations. He's saying, are they of Babylon better than the Israelites because we've been in captivity? He said, Jeremiah said, why is he? He said, is Israel a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? It seemed like all our whole existence was in captivity. You know, we did have 40 years of peace when King David ruled. You know, King Solomon ruled, right? Established by King David. You know what I'm saying, the 40 years prior, you know, and then the 40 years after that it was peace, which was a resemblance or a foreshadowing of the kingdom to come. You know, because if you could receive it, King Solomon was YAHWASHI. So that was foreshadowing the kingdom to come, the 40 years of peace. And then during his reign, he had all 12 tribes dwelling together, man. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead. So he's asking, like, is these people better than us because our conditions, the state we currently in? You should go ahead.
Verse 32, it says, "Or is there any other people that know of thee besides Israel?"
Right, so he's making a distinction. Not all, no other people know of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua besides Israel, man. No one could connect to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, but of Israel. Go ahead.
It says, "Or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob?"
Right, exactly. Right, no one believed the Father like the Israelites, because the Israelites, all right, is a I don't know if that was a woman or the Israelites is a oh goodness. See, the Israelites is you know, they come from a man, and then we extend it to a people, right? Like Jacob, name was changed to Israel or Yashar Allah, Prince Power, Yah he Prince Shar Allah Power, okay, which then became a great nation. Go ahead, and
Uh,
this is what the topic is about. Father of many nations, starting with Abraham. Go ahead.
verse 33, it says, "And yet the reward appeareth not."
Right, our reward is not yet right now. Go ahead, because it's promised for the future. Go ahead.
It says, "And their labor have no fruit.
You finish it. Finish the chapter off.
For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I've seen that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments."
Right, so they're carnal. The commandments is spiritual. You see, it's connected with a higher power, the truth, the only power. So the heathen don't have that because they flow in wealth, meaning they're connected to the wealth. They're connected to the things of the flesh. That's the distinction. That's why we failed, because we took on their ways, which connected us to the flesh, a new identity that was different from our original God-given identity. Go ahead.
Verse 34, it says, "Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance,
Hmm.
and there also that dwell the world,
Hmm.
and so shall thy name be nowhere found but in Israel."
Right. So even though Israel do wickedly, he said, Ezra's like, man, you know, Lord, you know, see ours compared to the wicked Esau, Edom, and the nations, man. You're gonna find that that he still, even all the shit Israel has done, he still by far surpasses the things that we've done. You see, we're not gonna buck break and come on, bird. We're not gonna be doing that weird stuff that Esau has done in his wickedness, man. You know, even though Jake participated in certain things now, sodomy and so forth, but those ways come from the
Right.
nations, the heathen. You see, those are things that they were twins. Those were things that Jake picked up. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead,
It's verse 35. It says, "Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments?" Which it wasn't no other nation but Israel. It's not in them to serve Yahawah. The Lord created us to serve Him, and the Lord always kept a remnant that was going to come back and serve Him to the best of their ability. In this flesh. Coming out of that carnal mindset that they're being up under the heathens. But it says, verse 36, finish out. It says, "Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen."
right? Precept meaning law. So you're gonna find that the Israel have kept the law, not the heathen. You see, so we starting here because we're establishing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua the understanding of who the Lord is dealing with before we go into the topic of the lesson. And it's gonna be quick, but you grab that Galatians, no, Exodus 2. What I say, Exodus 2. You grab that real quick, and then that Galatians. And I grab the Galatians because I stopped now. Galatians 3, I think verse 16.
This is Exodus 2 and 24.
No, I started like 21.
So like Exodus 2 and 21,
Yeah.
it says, "And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter, and she bare him a son,
The poor.
Zipporah his daughter, and she bare him a son, and he called his name Gershom."
Right? Which Gershom is gonna explain it is one of the words used for the word stranger. When you go to Isaiah 14, is Gar, which means stranger. Because he's about to explain it, so go ahead.
It says, "For he said, I have seen a strange, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land."
Right. So when Israel was outside of their land, they was considered strangers because now they're not dwelling directly in the border of Israel, right? We're on the outskirts living in. It's like if Cleveland is the primary spot, but a brother might live in Akron or Youngstown or Cincinnati or Columbus, the surrounding cities. So they would be considered strangers.
Like the Ethiopian eunuch, and it was at Acts 8.
Con. So you want to speak on it?
No, he would be considered as a stranger. A stranger, I don't know if it was the time of the feast of booths that he was traveling back, but the scriptures talk about him that is an Israelite born. They have to attend that. But that was showing that he would be a stranger coming back to trying to come back to the land.
Right? Because that's what will happen. We had to keep the customs in Jerusalem. We had to keep the feast days in Jerusalem. We will have return for certain high holy days, going back to Jerusalem to keep the feast days. So, but right, so it's calling Gershom, which is the son of Moses, right? Gar is the word in the Hebrew. It's calling him a stranger. Go ahead. So that we looked at as strangers. Go ahead.
Verse 23, it says, "And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto Yahweh by reason of the bondage,
Hmm.
and Yahweh heard their groaning, and Yahweh remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob."
See. So the Lord said we were crying and groaning. We were groaning. I mean, we were crying out. We in a form of repentance. We were realizing our state, and we cried out to our power, right? Our Father, like any child would when they need help. And He said, the Lord said remembered the covenant between who? Abraham,
Isaac,
Isaac,
and with Jacob.
and with Jacob. So that's where the covenant goes through. It didn't go to it skipped Ishmael, it skipped Esau, See, and then go to the other sons. And then go to other what'd you say?
The other sons of Abraham.
Yeah, um, the six sons by Keturah. You know, so he didn't. So or the eight. Eight sons, because this is the order: Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is how the bloodline was gonna stay pure. Go ahead, I
Verse 25, it says, and Yahweh looked upon the children of Israel, and Yahweh had respect unto them.
see. So the Lord had respect unto them. The Lord remembered us. He had mercy on us. You see, right? Now go to I got the Galatians. Go to Rome. You go to Romans 9. Started like 3 though. I'm about to get it. Galatians 3:16 says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. That's why I wanted this first, because to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. We already just read who the bloodline was going to, how the promises and everything was going to continue to flow. That's why, like I mentioned, Matthew 1, it goes into the generation. Generation goes in go into the word genos, or seed, or sperma. It goes back to it goes back to the sperm, which we're identified by our fathers, and that's why I started there to give the bloodline of Hamashiach Yahawashi. You see, and all those men were Israelites. All those men came from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael. Abraham, Isaac, and Keturah. The six sons of Yahweh Keturah, or Abraham, Isaac, Esau. No. No. The royal bloodline continues and stay pure through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And out of Jacob came 12 nations. Within that, which you have the 12 tribes. Really, it was 13 tribes, right? Because you had the tribe of Dan, but the Lord mingled his spirit amongst the tribes through the spirit. And now you have 12 tribes, right? Which is going to be continued into the heavens, right? Go ahead.
And this is Romans 9:3. It says, for I could wish
Oh,
them.
Salaki, I didn't finish Salaki. Galatians 3:16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said not into seeds, right? Not seeds, because he had many sons, 8 sons, right? And then he had 6 more, right? By Keturah. And to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Hamashiach. What seed, right? The only ones that could be in Hamashiach are the ones that come from his seed. You see? You can't have foreigners join into something they never was a part of. You see? You can't reconcile a friendship that was never there. You know? How in the hell can you join yourself into my father or my mother, like my literal parents, and right now that's living on the earth? How could you join yourself to them? You don't come from them. My cousin can never be the son of my father or mother. You're my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So that by default, you're going to be limited to certain things, like certain promises that was made directly to me, as being a prodigy, or a son, or seed, or a son of my direct father and mother. Really the father, because the mother don't matter, but I'm just making a point. Go ahead, because mother don't matter in terms of bloodline, because it continues in the father. He carries the seed. The woman nourishes it. You know, the egg. The Lord used her as like fertilizer, if you can understand, the soil, and the seeds is planted in the soil. You know what I'm saying? And the life is what gives the nutrients and the water, or the breath, to live, which is how much Yahawah. Go ahead.
This is Romans 9:3. It says, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
Right, my brother, my kinsman, according to the flesh. Right. Same thing you read in Hebrews 2. Right. His brethren. He was behooved him to be made like unto his brethren. Right.
Verse 4, it says, who are Israelites.
Right. Who are Israelites. These are the brethren in which that which the scriptures is speaking of. Okay. No, you can't have spiritual Israelites. Like, meaning you can't have other nations saying they're Israel out of nowhere, bro. It goes back to the bloodline. The bloodline, if the bloodline wasn't important, the Lord wasn't kept it pure. The Lord kept it pure by keeping a sect aside out of the bloodline to keep the bloodline pure. We all know bloodline is important. You niggas and you fake ass Christians is the only ones that don't know the bloodline means everything. Esau know this. That's why he tried to mingle the seed and try to abruptly discontinue our bloodline. You see, he know how important. On top of that, and he know how important his bloodline is because he keep it in the family. The higher ups, they have incest and all that to try to keep their bloodline as pure as they can, so it can continue in the family. So that he knows how pure, he knows how important bloodlines are. You see,
And that's why they be trying to track, you know, with that what is that, the census and all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like they would track, you know, your father's bloodline to see, you know, who you a lineage out of.
right. Showing you he know understand how important that is, so he okay, there he is. Okay, boom, boom. If you what Egypt, they did that, and in
Right.
Herod,
Yeah.
you know, they killed the first, they killed the sons, the first one, all the sons. And why did they kill the sons? Because the sons grow up to be fathers or men, and they continue the seed. So if you take all the sons and you kill them, and you just keep the daughters, now the daughters, if you pop them, they become that's now you creating more of your nation. That's why we don't necessarily need the Israelite woman to continue our nation. You see? So, and you can prove, and also when you go to uh Moab and Ammon, the daughters, they're his daughters, knew how important it was to keep the bloodline going. Ruth went to go find an Israelite man so that their lineage, that the Israel lineage could keep going too, because she understood that she don't carry that, you know what I'm saying, she don't carry the seed, she can't keep it going. She was married to an Israelite man, he passed away, so she went to go find a new husband amongst the Israelite community. So like I said, Moab and Ammon came out of those nations through incest because the daughters slept with their father. So therefore what? Because in mind, they like, we got to keep our father's seed going. So that's the point. Go ahead. So go ahead.
Romans 9:4 says, "Who are
Who
Israelites,
are Israelites? Go ahead.
to whom pertaineth the adoption
Right.
and the glory."
Yeah, this the kingdom of heaven, the things that pertain to the kingdom of heaven, the extension of Yahawah's mind, right? The adoption back into the fold, you know what I'm saying? Back into our heritage, right? Because we were scattered and pushed off from the ways of righteousness. So we're adopted back in, if you will, right? Uh, uh we're brought back into the family, which we currently belong to. We're grafted in. We're healed. Go ahead.
And the adoption
Uh-huh.
and the glory
Uh-huh.
and the covenants.
The covenants, the laws, the first covenant and the second covenant, immortality, the things pertains to the Jeremiah, what's that, Jeremiah 31,
Mm-hmm.
and 31, I think,
Oh,
you know,
Hebrews 8 and 8.
yeah, right. The laws written in our inward parts. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. That's the covenants, the immortality, the law, statute, commandments, right? The promises of immortality, right? And all the things that the covenant consists of. You know what I'm saying? The law, statute, commandments, like I said, the ways of Yahweh Shema Shah. Go ahead.
It says, "And the giving of the law
Mhm.
and the services of Yahweh
Right,
and the promises."
right. And all the promises, the things like that's promises include what I was just mentioning, right? The covenants is the law, and the promises is the things that come from keeping the law, which is immortality and the things that pertain to that. Right? Heathen under our rulership, right? Under subjection, multiple women, life, abundance of living. The fatness of the earth that was promised to Jacob. He still have yet to receive that. You ain't never seen Jacob running the whole earth because now this is the whole earth. The Western Hemisphere is now being made prominent to dwell in. So now this is the Esau control east and west.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob ain't never did that. You ain't never seen a black man controlling east and west. His face on the money, he issue out the laws and the currency, and everybody worship his God. Everybody worship the Edomite's God, and different variations of that God in each nation, man. So that rulership is soon coming, but it started with it goes coming through. The promises is coming through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Go ahead,
Uh,
read to
verse
like 6.
uh, verse 5, it says, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, who was over all, Yahweh blessed forever. Amen. It says, not as though the word of Yahweh have taken none effect, for they that are Salakia, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel, neither because they are the seed of Abraham, are they all children?
See, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children. So you got Israelites. We said just because they all Israel is not Israel, meaning Israel are going to be doing the things of the wicked and not pertaining to their heritage,
Hmm.
right? So not all Israel, meaning it's Israel, meaning they're not of the elect. They're not. They're Israelites by blood, but they're not
Right.
born again through the Spirit. What you want to say?
So the Lord looking at them as that strange vine.
Right, a degenerate plants, like similar to the nations. He said, he considered the nations like spittle, shit that fall from your mouth as you talk. That's not important. You carry a cup of water and it spill. It's just random. You ain't even caring about that. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole cup. So he said, not according to the seed. What did he say? Not all. Where's the last part?
It says,
Abraham.
verse Romans 9:7 says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham. It's talking about Ishmael, right?
Hmm.
Abraham had 8 sons. Ishmael is one of them, and the promise was not given to him. Go ahead.
It says, are they all children?
Right. Children goes into sons, which goes into the promises, right? Because, like I said, Ishmael received a blessing too,
Hmm.
just like Esau received a blessing, because they still come from they're Hebrews too.
Um,
They're Hebrews as well, but you have to be an Hebrew Israelite to obtain the purpose of the covenant, the purpose of the promises, and the things that the heavenly and the goodly things that the Lord intended to imply and implement on the earth. The Israelites carry that vibration. So, and they teach the world. If everybody had the same, if we all was the same, how would the order be set up? You have to have a nation above the nations to teach the nations, and then they keep the ways of the Lord and so forth and so forth. And they're not going to keep it perfectly because only Israel can keep it perfectly. You see, Yahawashi showed us that. Go ahead.
it says, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
But in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That's going to continue the blessings of Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi through Isaac. And how is it going to continue? Through Jacob. He said that in Genesis 27, the elder should serve the younger. That was after the fact. You see? How do we know that? Because like we just said earlier, you don't have evidence of Jacob running the whole earth. And Esau is not in subjection under us. He was before
All right, the Byzantine
the
Empire.
Byzantine Empire, King David, when King David ruled, the Edomites was a subjection. But the prophecy said that your iron would be broken off thy neck.
Hmm.
And then also said in Revelations 20, he would be loosed a little season. So why? For the prophecy's sake, man. The World War III and so forth. That's who Yahushua is coming to destroy. Make an example of, man. Go ahead, was that it? Go to Genesis 25 and you can start at the top real quick. Just read to like 6. I'm gonna get this Hosea 1 real quick. And just a couple more we close up, bro.
This is Genesis 25:6.
No, start at 1.
So like at 1, it says, then again Abraham took a wife, and her name was Keturah,
Right.
and she bare him Zimran and Jokash, that's like it, Jokashan, and Medan, and Median, and Ishbak, and Shua, and Joshkin begat Sheba and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Ashuram, and Letisham, and Lamimim. It says, and the sons of Median, Ephah, and Epher, and Hanak, and Ab- Abadiah, and Eldia, Elda. All these were the children of Keturah.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sons. Go ahead.
And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac, but unto the sons
So
of
he gave all that he had unto Isaac. Go ahead.
but unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son,
Right.
while he yet lived eastward unto the east country.
Right. So the Lord Yahweh had Abraham give everything that he had to Isaac, and then to the other sons, to other concubines, he just gave gifts. You see what I'm saying, here and there, because you like we said earlier, Esau still was blessed, Ishmael was still blessed because they come from a father, a royal father, a royal, but they didn't wasn't promised the things that was pertaining to the heavenly things, the covenants, the promises, and so forth, the adoption and things of that. We already explained that. You see, we said through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, thy seed should be called, thy seed should continue, they receive their blessings and so forth.
Hmm.
The father of many nations is going into Abraham's seed that was dispersed. You see what I'm saying? That was dispersed throughout the countries. The Lord said we would be dispersed, diaspora, into other countries, and we will take on the ways of the nations. We will look like the nations. We would even be eating the same food, talking in languages, and thinking we was actually different. But the spirit was going to resonate. It was going to wake up. The Lord, when He unloosed the seals, it was going to wake up the elect out of all nations, kindreds, and tongues, like it says, right?
Hmm.
Because when you go into that word kindred, I believe it goes into
I'm about to go to it.
yeah, go to that real quick. Because when you go into that word kindred, it goes into like it says something along the lines about the 12 tribes of Israel or the Israelites or
Yeah,
something to that effect. In Revelations,
yeah,
and I'm gonna get that Hosea real quick. Let me get that while you get this. This Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. You can't count the pebbles of the sand. Is a multitude. The stars is a multitude. So we produced and we multiplied. That's why, like Apostle Torah said, majority of the earth are Israelites. You see what I'm saying?
hmm,
It's like 9 to 10 billion people. Like 5, 6 billion of those people are Israelites, man. Probably more. We don't know. But the point is that like this, we are the number as the sand is the sea, and you're gonna have a lot of Israelites take the judgment. Like Yahawashi says, yet the number of the Hosea 1:10, yet the children of Israel should be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there should be said unto them, you are the sons of the living power. And this is the place in which we were called not Israelites. The only captivity where our heritage or our nation wasn't brought to the forefront, all right, of our existence. We called ourselves everything but our God-given nationality, man. Go ahead,
you want me to
did you
read it
find it?
first or you
Yeah,
read
read it first and then go into it.
it? This is Revelation 7 and 9. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, kindred, and people, and tongues. It says, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes and palms in their hands.
Right, you think a Edomite gonna be next to us in white
Hmm.
garment? No, man, that nigga don't push righteousness. No, man. You see what I'm saying? Our people don't either, but they do it because of their oppressor, the one they follow. These nations don't do that. We read about Psalms 83. You know what I'm saying? And the alliances, and was it Psalms 82 or 83?
83.
You know, about the alliances joint to keep Israel oppressed. These people are wicked, man. So it's not talking about them, man. Go into that word kindred real quick.
Uh, this is the word kindred,
Mm.
which is G543, which is
Strong's G 5443. Foulet. Foulet.
Fulay, but it says a tribe. In the NT, it says all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob.
Right. So these are the kindreds that in which in Revelation 7 the brother was in, right? He was in 7, right?
Brother son.
Yeah, right. About kindreds, nations, all people. This is talking about Israelites. Read it again.
It says in the NT, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons.
All the persons. Go ahead. One of the descended from one of the 12 sons
Mhm,
of who?
of the patriarch Jacob.
Of the patriarch Jacob, which means that like we brought out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, it continued through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the father of many nations. This was it what the Lord was expounding on, as you see the prophecies fulfilled later on. Now and you can link it all together. This is the nations, many nations that the Lord was talking about, because we were dispersed,
Mhm,
and Jacob, through Jacob's bloodline, I mean, through Jacob's seeds, which was the 12 tribes of Israel, was going to continue that. You know, go to Acts 3 real quick. We don't got to. I think we don't got to get. I think it's like 25. We don't got to get the word there because we just read it. But just read that real quick.
This is Acts 3 and 25. It
Yeah.
says, "Ye are the children of the prophets."
You are the children of the prophets. You didn't have heathen prophets, man. Go ahead, Art.
It says, "And of the covenant."
Fuck up.
It's like it's Acts 3 and 25. It says, "Ye are the children of the prophets, and of the covenant which Yahweh made with our fathers."
Right, the children, the sons, the bunium of the prophets, the sons of the prophets. Go ahead.
It says, "Saying unto Abraham, and in thy seed shall all of the kindreds of the earth be blessed."
There you go. Read it one more time, Art.
Acts 3 and 25, it says, "Ye are the children of the prophets, and of the covenant which Yahweh made with our fathers." Saying,
Right. Which the Lord made with our fathers, man. Go ahead. You're the sons of our forefathers who made this covenant, but YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. Go ahead.
it says, "Saying unto Abraham, and in thy seed shall all the kindreds of the earth be blessed."
Saying to Abraham, and in thy seed, not seeds, seed, because that one seed was going to, bro. If I take an apple seed, I'm not just any apple, but you got different apples. You got a green apple, you got a red apple. Just use an example. If I take a red apple seed, it's not going to come out a green apple. It's going to come out a red apple. So I'm going to tell you this seed, and it's going to produce it's going to produce other apples. See, it's going to produce other apples. You see. So it said seed, and in thy seed shall all the kindreds, the Israelites, standing from the patriarch Jacob of the earth be blessed, and through them the whole earth will be blessed. You know why? Because they carry the vibration of YAHWASHI YAHWASHI, and they're going to carry the righteousness that's needed for the earth to live and continue to flourish. Once you take them out of the way, this is the result. The green grass is not even green, it's dead, it has patches. The earth is defiled, you can't breathe. The air is polluted. The sun don't give us true radiance. The water is green. Men are moles. Women are moles. You know, adultery. All type of manner of sin happens on the earth because of this. What's that? One more. I mean, well, yeah, just two more. You got unless you got a preset. It's Sirach 44. You can start at like 19. And I guess I close with Genesis 17.
This is Sirach 44 and 19. It says, "Abraham was a great father of many people."
He was a great father of many people, Israelites, man. And you know, the nations come from him too, right? Like we mentioned some Ishmael, but it's talking about Israel because that's the focus. Then other nations don't matter. We already went to that, how they don't matter. Lord, he didn't give them everything he had, he gave them gifts. You know what I'm saying? And Lord talk about how this or this covenant and the way he had to play out it was from the foundations of the earth. Go ahead,
It says, "In glory was there none like unto him, who kept the law of the Most High, and was in covenant with him. He established the covenant in his flesh, and when he was proved, he was found faithful."
He was proved, he was found faithful. Go ahead.
It says, "Therefore he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations and his seed, and that he would multiply him as the dust of the earth."
Woo, what verse is that?
21.
Yeah, read 22, because the Lord multiplied him as the dust of the earth, and he said he remembered his oath that he had with Abraham, which was going to bless his seed, and it had to go through because we all got evil. We all it should talk about one of a family, I believe,
One of the family,
two of a city. Yahawashi was talking about that. We got that one. You got that right. You know what I'm saying? You got the evil twin. You know what I'm saying? One that's you got the son or brother. I mean the brother or the son. Or the daughter in a family that's better or good or better, do good in school, listen to the parents, and then you got the other child of the family that fucking rebellious as hell. That's how the Lord, that's the balance. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
It says, and exalt his seed
And exalt his seed, right? Go ahead.
as the stars,
As the stars, man. Many, a multitude, right?
and cause them to inherit from sea to sea,
Mm.
and from the river unto the uttermost part of the land.
There you go, man. So the Lord blessed Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And out of Jacob came 12 literal nations, man. Which kept, come on, man, it's vast, bro. Which we multiplied even more, man. You see?
Verse 22.
Did you return to? Oh, go ahead.
Sirach 44 and 22, it says, with Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake
Mm.
the blessings of all men,
Right. So with Isaac, he established the blessing for Abraham's sake that he remembered his covenant oath with Abraham. Go ahead.
and the covenant, and made it rest.
So that surpassed Ishmael already, because Isaac, right? We're talking about Isaac. He read that part again.
Sirach 44 and 22, it says, with Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake
Right, for his Abraham, his father's sake. Go ahead.
the blessings,
The blessing. This is what the Lord kept going for Abraham, his father's sake. Through who? Isaac, not Ishmael or the 6 sons of Keturah. Go ahead.
it says by the blessings of all men,
The blessings of all men. Go ahead.
and the covenant,
And the covenants, right? The laws, right? The promises. Go ahead.
and made it rest upon the head of Jacob.
Woo! It made it rest upon the head of Jacob. And he made it rest upon the head of Jacob. And from that came all the nations, and 12 tribes of Israel and the abundance. Was that it?
It's a little bit.
Go ahead.
It says he acknowledged him in his blessings
Mm.
and gave him an heritage and divided his portions among the 12 tribes did he part them.
There you go, man. We can close the book on that, man. And then amongst his heritage, he departed on the inheritance and the portions amongst the 12 tribes of Israel, man. On the gates of heaven, they talk about that in Revelations 21, 1 into 22, about the gate, how the kingdom will be, the 12 gates with the 12 apostles, you know, the 12 tribes. And, you know, they don't got the tribe of Ishmael or the tribe of Edomite. They got 12 tribes in the gates of heaven, you know. Guess I should have read this first because we could close. Let me just read this real quick. Genesis 17. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram, because his name was Abram before it was Abraham, and said unto him, I am the almighty power, walk before me and be thou perfect, and I will make my covenant between me and thee and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made thee, and I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and the kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations, not seeds. He said, he went further enough. If you don't understand, he went further and said, I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed, Isaac, after thee in their generations, Jacob, for an everlasting covenant to be at a power unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, Gar, all the land of Canaan, promised to the Israelites, for an everlasting possession, immortality, and I will be their power. And Most High said, YAHWAH said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. This is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Even many man child among you shall be every man child among you should be circumcised. Israel kept this custom. And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you. This is a token, a sign of the covenant between Abraham and his seed, man. You see? So therefore, that's it, bro. You got anything else? Lord will is edify. What longer than we did to? Well, we had to make the point. The Spirit made the point. So Lord will is edify. I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise and worship to YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Never honor our apostle as a great millstone, peace citation to the hopeful leg. And Kwanya Shalom. Shalom.